back to a Rockford UFS deck processing video. Our last video was M. Bison off of Evil. I just released the follow-up to that video. Today, as of recording, I'll put a card up in the top corner so you guys can see it if you click on the link. Again, this is a project that I have partnered with Toy on. I'll link his channel again. He decided that I gave him the options, like, do you want to do Raiden? He's like, sure. I'm like, what symbol? And he's like, how about order? And then he wanted to focus on effects, like readying effects, like getting value out of re-readying stuff. And getting value out of attacks that say commit foundation, and so you can ready that said foundation. I'm really interested to see what he finds. He's a better deck builder than me. I'm more of like a straightforward linear type guy, but we'll see what he comes up with. I'm not sure when he's going to post his video. I'm not sure if he's going to post his first or if I'm going to post this, so I guess we'll find out. So we'll go ahead and get into the deck. Let's go ahead and get our Raiden set up. We'll go off order. Scroll down. We got our Raiden. Just talk about Raiden. Raiden's really interesting as a character. Each of his abilities are only once per turn, but they are some super powerful abilities. On the defense, he can destroy a foundation to make your opponent play a non-attack card as their next form, or they have to pass. So if they just are holding a bunch of attacks, they're kind of screwed, so that's kind of neat. He can also destroy a foundation to add the top card of his deck to his momentum. Snap momentum is a huge priority in this game, especially with all the momentum dump effects that are in the game right now, like powerful EX. There are some other cards that allow you to do things off of momentum. And then his big one is if you have 6 or fewer foundations, ready up to 3 of them. So in essence, you have 9 total foundations, unless you get revoked, then you're just sad. But he's able to choose 3 of those foundations to ready them. I wanted to try him off of Water sooner or later because I think him with Bridging the Races and Siberian Scientist seem to be pretty good. And but we're going to go with Order because Toy picked Order. So we're going Order. We got our Raiden into the deck. We're going to start off with some foundations first. We're going to go with the high scale ones, so the 3s, because I don't think there's any 4s. So let's double check just to make sure. No 4s. No 4s, no 4s. Oh, there's Team Consultant. This is interesting because if your attack deals damage, you can commit it to draw a card, then ready it. But I don't like it that much because it doesn't have a block. And yeah, it auto-builds itself, but it comes down committed, which means you could technically ready it later. That's actually, I think I'm talking myself into playing like one of these right now. We'll put one in. Just because it says after attack deals damage, draw a card. So if you're on the offensive or if you're defensively getting pummeled, you can commit to draw a card and then ready it so you can use it to block. So we're going to play one. Now we're going to 3s. Okay, let's see. Sharpshooter, mostly if we're playing low attacks. That's on, we don't know yet. So let's sideboard that guy for now just so we have an idea of what it is. The deadlocking may come into effect, but since we're trying to kill our opponent as fast as possible, we should never really get to deadlock. But it's still a decent deadlock effect for Order. Order does not have a lot. Warrior Descendant. This card's really good. It allows us to either offensively destroy foundations, defensively destroy foundations, so we can stay within that magic number of 6. So we could go into like a 7 or an 8 build and then build down to 6 to use that re-ready. So, and it has a nice low block. So we're going to put 2 of them in the deck. God of Thunder. Destroy 1 foundation. Ready one of your foundations has not been readied this combat phase. Playable or committed. So on-demand readying effects outside of Raiden are also great. And you can get extra damage so you can commit it, ready it, commit it on the next attack. So let's just dump in 2 of those because it's not immune unique, so that's great. Resurrected Revenant. Um, this is kind of neat because it says E-commit seal your character. So if you're throwing like the last attack, I kind of thought about this today while I was working with this card. If you throw it as your last attack in your string and you commit to seal your character, your abilities are once per turn anyway, so you've probably used them. And then on the defense, after you've used, you can pick up a foundation for defense, and then you can, on your opponent's turn, ready it, and then go through, maybe use his top E, then his middle E, and then you can commit it to seal your character again to pick up another block. So you can kind of 2-for-1 it over 2 turns, just because of the whole sealing your character mechanic. So I still think it's kind of pretty good to at least play 1, because this card is awesome, especially if you need cards in hand. Tijuana Groceries, we're already pretty heavy on 3 costs, but I like this card a lot because it can ready itself. So we'll set it in the side for now. We don't want to commit our character ever. We're not going to play a lot of Control 6s. Agile Warrior is really good. Let's sideboard it. DLN, no. That's a Magnet Man thing. Could try to get value, but that's not really worth it. I think we're playing too many 3s already. So let's get down to Rescue Mission's pretty good. Let's do on the side. Oh man, our whole sideboard should be nothing but 3 dips. But anywho, let's go to Refusing Let Go. This card is stupid on its own by itself in a normal deck, but with Raiden you get 2 uses out of it per turn. So this needs to go in. Right now, we're just going to try to funnel cards into the deck and then make cuts as needed. This is interesting because you can commit reward and then commit 1 foundation, then ready both of those cards that you committed, and then do it again. But on the off chance that you do get, because we technically already have that with Refusing to Let Go, and we only have to do it for 1 foundation, so reward's kind of useless, even though it's not unique. That's the key. It's not unique, but I'd rather play Refusing to Let Go, just because on the off chance that, it does get revoked, you're not down 2 foundation. On your readying doesn't get revoked, so you're not down 2 foundations overall. Let's go to 2 diff. See, Called Shot is technically a 1 diff if you have momentum and its block modifier becomes +1. If you're low tech completely blocked, still does 1 damage. That's interesting. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to have momentum a lot, but at least 1 or 2 momentum, but it's going to be in another we'll see card. Earthbound Mercenary, low attack. I really don't want to be pigeoned to low attacks that much. But this does kind of work with Raiden stuff, where you discard momentum, your next check to play a card this turn gets +2. That's really good defensively, and it has a 6 check. If you have 2 or more momentum, commit. That's interesting. Let's pocket that on the side. $500 sunglasses are commit if your opponent plays an enhance ability. They commit a foundation. So if you have multiples of these on board, you commit to commit their foundations, and then you ready with Raiden, and then you do it again. That sounds pretty good. We'll put this at a 3. Actually, we'll start at 4 at that. Last of His Kind. Always going to play this card on symbol, no matter what. We're going to go with a 1 of right now. We may need to go 2 of. It's just too versatile not to play it, in my opinion. And it has a great low block. Out for Mercy. Flip if you have 6 or fewer foundation. Adds 1 card from your hand to your momentum. You already get snap momentum, so we don't need that. E-commit. Your Charger Fury gets 3 damage. You may discard. I don't really care for that card. Sealer of Evil. Commit and seal. Seal and commit one of your opponent's evil foundations. This attack gets -1 damage. If you have 6 or fewer foundations, this attack gets a additional -2. So it's basically E-commit for -3 if you have 6 or fewer. We're going to go 3 of this card. This says stun attacks, half of it Sub-Zero. Stun attack. Stun attack. This is a decent one of. Because you're always going to have momentum, so you can use it. So you can blow up a foundation with Raiden, get a momentum, and then use this on like the next attack. Retreated before the damage stack. Everything has more than 3 keywords nowadays, so this card's always going to be active. We won't need a card that doesn't do anything. Secret Stash, not needed. Cowgirl Edward. That cost is really big for just 3 damage, so we're going to skip that. Curious Magnetism. It is a committal effect on your opponent's turn. So if you're able to pull that off, like Fey their speed, switch damage, speed and damage, and then you're good. Funky Tomato, always a great 2 of in the deck because there's tons of abilities that just add damage. Hacker Extraordinaire. This card I was looking at, I was kind of test building this up last night as I was finishing up my daily YouTube stuff. The art commit's really good. If you say you don't have any cards in hand, you don't want to destroy anything on board, you could, if you take 5 damage, you add this top card of your deck to momentum, and then you can discard a momentum to draw a card, and then flip an opponent's asset, which is great. And then it's also playable while committed. So it kind of self-fuels itself. The art commit, you could keep stacking momentum if you take damage, or using Raiden's Ready, or you could use Raiden's E to get closer to 6, and then be able to draw extra cards. We'll put 1 of in, because it has a non-block. Bebop Blues, this card's too good not to play. Gotta play 3 at least. I like First Class Materials. I don't think we'll have room, though. Sense of Justice is pretty cool, because everything has keyword spaghetti. You get double usage out of that, too. Let's put that on the side for now. We'll come back. Land of Makai. This is kind of crazy. You could form commit 2 cards to commit all copies of 1 foundation. So it only with Raiden, it's kind of weird because no matter what, you're always gonna you can ready those 2 after. After you ready, after you commit their copies of their card, you attack. Use Raiden's if you're at 6, ready those 2, and then you could technically do it again, which is pretty sweet. Just depending on if you're plussing on that, because you're committing 2. If you're only committing, and if there's a problem card, I guess you could probably commit the 1, but it would be better if you can commit 2 or more copies, so you stay even or plus on that. So we'll play it as a spicy 1 of. Again, I think we're going way too heavy on non-blocks. Tough as Bricks. You get target committal after taking damage. Ready with him. Do it again. Delta Blue, always good to play. Good damage pump. Career Soldier. Cool and Focused. We're going to play 2 main board. 1 side. I like Emperor Muay Thai. It's really orders. It's another way of order to stop stun. But I think that we won't have room for it. But we'll put it in the side. So if we need to switch cards out, Securing His Destiny, always a good card. Mother Russia, fantastic card, especially since you can, if they do draw a lot of cards or add cards, you can commit it with. And then Raiden ready it, and then commit it again. Destroy, commit. See, this card's interesting, Ancient Knowledge, because we're probably always going to have less foundations than our opponent. But the goal of the deck is to get cards that effectively will ready themselves and get value out of, out of re-readying. So This is a really neat card that I'd like to try if I play them off of water, because obviously they're always going to have more foundations, because I'm just going to go ham and destroy stuff. We're not playing flash attacks. This is our remove, our commit, change the zone. No, thank you. No, flash. Living Pendulum's amazing. Chivalry Honor. Well, let's put a copy in the sideboard for now. We haven't even hit spams yet, so. Weapon cards. Discard a card or speeder. No, our speeder will not be 2 or less. Range attack. No, we're good there. Armor Expert. It's good deadlock hate. If your opponent's starting to get more, like just going into deadlock, because Order doesn't have a whole bunch of deadlock effects, so that are really relevant, I should say, other than like on attacks. So I guess that would be relevant. But one cool thing about this card is if you're taking damage from an unblocked attack, you can Arc Commit the draw, ready it with Raiden, and then say like you're not blocking, you can just do it again. So we're going to add 2 to the deck for now. Avarice, I play for this on every symbol that can play it. Even if you don't have... I try to make my attack lineup work with the order symbol, so I get more value out of this, and this actually will give you value over time with Raiden, because you get +2 speed on one attack, +2 ready it, +2 speed on the next. I don't know if we're going to play reversals. I really don't care for Darkness Within. Season Guide we don't need. Looks like we're going into a bunch of stuff we've seen already, because it's all platinum stuff. Like, Fear of Women's hilarious, because if they do fail the check, your opponent can check against difficulty of 5. If it fails, commit this card. So you can ready it and make him check again, but it's too cute. You don't really need it. Don't need this. Don't need to... No. We already talked about that. Alright. I don't think I'm going... Did I even click standard? Because that would be hilarious. Yes, I did. Alright. So spams. Extended lifespan. This card's awesome. The ability right here is key. Arc Commit after you flip any number 1 of your foundations due to your opponent's effect. So against Spiders decks, you Arc Commit one of their foundations, ready it with Raidens, and they're not going to try to flip your stuff. So it's anti-flip cards. So we're going to play 4. And it has flip if they add cards to their hand, you draw a card. It's pretty sweet. Don't know if we're going to have any breaker cards, so we'll put Movie Star right there on the side. After you lose 2 or more vitality as part of the cost, gain 2 vitality. I don't know if we're going to cut ourselves, but after your opponent commits or destroys 1 or more foundations, they commit. I don't know. Because I think we're going to play 4 of this. This card's awesome. It's basically Girl Like Any Other. It does a really, really great R flip that people try to mess with staging area. It cancels it. I don't know if we're going to have a lot of face downs to fully take advantage of that. Same with that. It does ready itself by, the disc, with a discard of a momentum, but Datadog, Fei-Fei's really good, but we're going to play 3 because we have 4 of the rating card that just commits for -3 speed. This doesn't commit, but the rating card's more important because you can get double usage out of it. Dauntless Hero, beginning mission, pursuing. We're going to play 2. Card's really good. Are we going to play Furies? Don't know. E-commit, if you do not block your opponent's attack, your attacks get +1. That might make it in. We'll see. Because you can ready it. Don't know if we're going to do that. No. What lies ahead? Make sure your attacks do at least 1 damage. So during the damage step, if you have on hit effects, I think that's it for ones. Let's check zeros real quick. I don't think they have anything. If you play an attack with praying damage at 3, it doesn't matter. I really don't care for this card. It's a 0-4. No. Nope. Okay. So we're done there. let's go to attacks. So we want to try to find a way to push through damage, either through stun or speed. But we also want to get value out of cards that say commit foundation, because we're able to ready that foundation for later kind of effects. So we're going to start back on the very last page and work our way up. So Psychic Upper, no. I like Hyper Bomb, but I'm going to get the Platinum version because you only have 25 health, and that's a very, very low for a six-hander. So you're going to be able to stun to them, then E-Commit. It's Vitality, right? Yeah, so you're going to have E-Commit. You have less Vitality than the normal six-hander. And then you can ready that thing you commit, and they're down to foundation, and you haven't really paid much. No. Like Hyper Mega Buster's kind of cool. It is E, discard one momentum. You get to commit one card in your opponent's staging area and then discard one momentum. I don't think that's what we want though. Commit, just attack is blocked. This actually would be really neat because it actually keeps your opponent's count down, their foundation count down. So, because you don't want them to be completely outbuilding you. But we'll keep going. We'll see. We'll put this in the sideboard. Pharaoh Wave's pretty awesome because he can get momentum on snap. Oh, that would be really cool. I like that. That's cool. Pharaoh Wave. We'll come back. No. Like Dust Crusher is really good, but again, it's a platinum card, so we'll find that in platinum again. No. Now we're getting into this. Attack is +2. It deals 6 or more. It has to hit 6. Has to hit. I don't like that. Spellbreaker, destroy one foundation. This is the card that allows us to stay under in that magic number of 6. After opponent plays an enhance or a responsibility during its attack, if you have 10 or fewer foundations, cancel it. This also technically can be a kill card overall if you just like load up a bunch of speed. I know Order right now, at least with Raiden, we might not have the damage, but if we can get the speed and they're at 4 or less, they're pretty much dead. We don't want to commit our character. Ustad Beam, we're only going to have 6, so we're not going to take full advantage. Maybe we can find better. Alright, 2. Power Stone. We're playing that. E-Commit. This attack gets +1 damage for each of your opponent's foundations, maximum of 10. So if they're going to try to outbuild you, this is a really good deadlock, non-deadlock card. Thunderwall. Like Spiral Arrow is interesting. If it had a block, I think it would be a little more playable. A lot of the Sagat stuff doesn't work. So that's a throw. We got foundation control. Let's put this in the side because we may need some foundation control. Dragon Slayer. 4 mid 5. Man, we could technically go low. Have Blaze Whip? That'd be interesting. Death Valley, that card's awesome. Okay, we're getting into, let's see, Silver Tomahawk. There's one right there. Okay, so we're ideally always going to have less foundations than our opponent. So we give the attack stun 2, so they can't blanket. Go, well, like R, get rid of your keywords, because the attack gives it stun 2. And it becomes a 5 mid 5 if they try to block, completely a block with a mid block. So, it becomes difficult. The check becomes a 5. So it's basically, they need to pass a 5 for it. But it gives stun too, so it's a great opener, or it's a great ending if they have no cards in hand. It's a great 5 damage. So we're gonna put. We don't want to see it every turn, but we want to see it often. So we're gonna go 3 copies. All right, let's go to 1. Let's go to first page. Caltrops. The attack gets plus X. X equals momentum. That actually could be very relevant depending on how much momentum we get. Same thing with Sand Grenade. Shots. So you could play Flashy Shadow Kick to tutor in a foundation and then blow it up using effects. Nutcracker is really good because we could seal a ready one. It gets stun 2, breaker 2. God Ray, Solid Strike. Electric Fly. This card's kind of busted. If you have 6 or fewer foundations, attack gets 4 damage. So it becomes a 5 mid 8, and then your next attack gets 4 more damage. So you could chain these and just get 5 mid 12s over and over again if you check well. So we're going to play that on a 4 of, because that card's awesome. Electrocute to throw charge. If you have 6 or fewer foundations, this card gets -1 difficulty, so it's a 4 diff. 5 high 5 throw. Discard X momentum. Commit X of your opponent's non-character cards. And it has a spicy deadlock that makes it 10 damage. Put 3 of that. Lightning. Discard momentum. Add 1 to their. It's card pool clog. The deadlock E card pool clog. It's a 5 mid 2. It has a really good block on it. We'll play 2 of it. And it has stun 2. Vicinity Blast is a 4 of. This card's insane. You can tutor other charge attacks. So you could tutor these 3 cards. And not name Vicinity Blast from your card pool to hand. And then you can destroy as many foundations as you need to get to that magic number of 6 first. And then you get plus X damage. So that's pretty awesome. I really like Ice Burst just because you can seal a foundation. That might be a good one of. Let's put that in the deck. Just like the top part doesn't matter. It's the stun 2 and the discard 1 momentum to seal something. And it has a nice +1 high block. Icy Slide's really good. Just doesn't do damage. We're not playing Asimov Katarina stuff. Not the Ed 9 stuff. I love Mayfist Assault, but he doesn't have that. I think we're getting kind of heavy in attacks now, but we're going to put in 2 Hyper Bomb because the card's kind of done with him. And I think we're good. Let's see if we have any actions. Here we go. We don't play any characters. I guess you could play Big Shot, Punch and Judy, but it's just going to be really bad because you have no way to tutor the stuff into your discard pile. Jealousy and Fake's always a really good card. Probably I'm just playing to side into Polar Warp's cool. No one plays it. I'm not even prepared to fight it. I'll put prepared to fight in the sideboard, mainly because if you have them, you'll play them. Oh, here's a really cool one. Showdown. We'll put 1 in the deck. After you block with this card, you can commit to your opponent's foundations. So you just block and you make them. You commit to. You get to target commit. So that's awesome. And then also you have 2 commit 2 foundations after your opponent plays an ability on an action card. Discard it and cancel its effects. So you could commit the 2 foundations, and then on their next attack, you ready them. So you're not really losing anything on that. Stop is just dumb in this format right now, just because everyone has repeatable character effects, except for Raiden and Melina. So Stop won't hurt you. It's pretty awesome. Won't need any of this. Let's check out assets, which I don't think we'll have much of that. Outworld Marketplace. Yeah, it's card filter. I don't think we need it. Egyptian Pyramid, no. Homing Explosive is always good. But again, it may not make the cut. Defenders. Commits. That's actually a really neat card, but you don't get to ready it with him. All right, I think we're good. Let's go into, we got 112 cards, kids. So we're gonna start making some cuts. Let's go difficulty. And how much is that, the actual deck? 86. We have 86 cards. We just have a giant sideboard of cards that we could think about playing. But first thing I see, though, is that we have 25 attacks. It's way too many. So, Silver Tomahawk, we're just going to cut Spellbreaker to a nice one of. Vicinity Blast has to stay. I think we keep Lightning because it can flood their card pool. Ice Burst, how are our low, high lows? 24. We're good on high blocks, so we'll get rid of Ice Burst. Hyper Bomb, I think we keep. Power, high, I guess we are playing a lot of lows. I think we just play 3 Power Stone. Like, Electrofly is stupid. 3 of that. Let's refresh. 21. Think this may have to go. It is a. Yeah, I think this has to go. Because I'd rather hit Vicinity Blast more, use Lightning more. Alright, I think the attacks are okay. So 18 attacks. I think we're okay on the attacks. 18. 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 4, 1. Yeah, that's not bad. Homemades. I think we move Jealousy and Fake to side. And keep the 2-stop, 1 Showdown package. Sideboard I'm going to worry about. Those are just cards that we think we can probably try to fit in. Okay, so let's get a refresh on the card count. What are we sitting at? I'd love to get this to like 66. So we need 11 more cuts. It looks like we can get rid of a couple lows maybe. So, but let's go into difficulty and start at the bottom. Team Consultant was one that I was already thinking about cutting, so that's gone. Resurrected Revenant. I think we just play 1 Warrior Descendant. God of Thunder, I think that stays at a 2 of, that stays at a 1, this stays at a 1, this stays at a 1. We got a 4 of there. That's good. Last of His Kind's a good 1 of. Sealer, Hacker. We're going to cut Land of Mackay. Cool Focus, that has to stay because with Resurrected Revenant it's stupid and awesome. I think we may cut an Avarice, even though it just sounds crazy. What are we looking on spam wise? 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12, 16. Let's see our number. 16 spam in a 73 card deck. It's not horrible. Difficulty. I'd love to get this down to like 5 more cuts. What are we looking at? 19 high blocks? It's not horrible either. Like Hacker, it does give us a card draw outlet. I don't want to get rid of that. I like that too much. But do we have any other card draw other than Avarice? That's the issue. We got some Homemade. Is that Fury? How many Fury attacks do we have? 1. Oh, it's not even worth it. We're taking this out. 0. Let's put a fourth Feifei in. 2, 4, 7, 11, 15. 15? That doesn't seem like a lot. Let's put Muscle Spirit in. Kind of like that. It's kind of a neat card. Especially with Raiden, because if you're taking damage, you can just commit ready and then get extra damage on all your attacks. Alright. We made, let's see, Living Pendulum, Cool and Focus, Tough as Bricks. I think we cut this. 72. And this will be 70. Or block spread 19. I think we're going to end up cutting Showdown. I like Showdown too much. We're keeping it. Let's see where we at. 2, 4, 6, 9, 13, 17. That's not bad. Let's cut an armor expert. I only need 1. I think we'll cut a Bebop Blues and play 2 Wicked Side more. Sealer Reveal. We're gonna cut a $500 sunglasses. Alright, let's take a look. 69. Alright. I think we're sitting okay right here. So let's get rid of some of this stuff out of our sideboard so we can get a actual sideboard. We'll get rid of it. Actually, this is really good too because you can commit, change the zone. Ah, fudge. We'll keep it in the sideboard. We'll keep it. Sense of Justice can go. Chivalry and Honors can stay. This can go. Earthrealm Mercenary can go, because we don't need that. Called Shot can go. Movie Star, that can go. Blaze Whip can go. Spinning Pile Driver can go. Take Prepare to Fights out because we don't need those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Well, Muscle Spirit doesn't need to be in there. It's in the main deck. So 11. We got to cut 3 more cards out of this. Well, let's get rid of Rescue Mission. We have tons of speed hate as it is. And I believe we can cut this Agile Warrior. And let's see where we're at. 8. Cool. Well, we have a standard legal deck now. Again, this is why I'll give you some more rundowns of some more cards. We'll go back to difficulty. Spellbreaker is a really great kill card. That looks like, let's see here. We get some extra damage there for taking damage. Fei. I think we got some Delta Blue. Really don't think we have a lot of way to get a lot. Okay, so we don't have a lot of extra damage on board. Well, we got that. We got Warrior Descendant. That should be fine. So we can pop stuff for Warrior Descendant onto this. I think we're looking good. Vicinity Blast just murders people. Gets back your charges. So all the Raiden attacks that are in here are charges. Hyper Bomb's great with this low health count. You're able to just get in front of your opponent build wise. Power Stone's another secondary kill card. You'll probably always play this on a 5, but you can commit 1 foundation, then ready it, so you're not down a foundation. So you're kind of cheating costs. Homemade Explosives is card draw and damage pump. Stop is relevant now in this format with so many spammable abilities. Showdown's ridiculous. It should be played more often. And these foundations here. So I'm not going to go over all of them. But anywho, hopefully you guys try this deck out. I'm going to try it out next week, which would be September 5th. So I'll be playing that September 5th. And I'll be able to report back and let you guys know how it did. So this is Chris signing off. And again, look out for Toy's video on his Raiden deck, and we'll compare the two. Have a good night.